back. It's the super duper Dario minute. Dario, what the fuck's going on?
Dude, I am using a gaming headset. I could have used a regular one, but I didn't want to because I want you guys. I haven't been on a podcast in months with you guys, and I just felt like you guys had to hear me real close and personal. So I brought out the Turtle Beaches.
Bro,
Shouts out to Brian Caldwell.
it's been like 6 months since you've been on the podcast.
In quite a while. I remember I was thinking because it came up past the year that I started doing this when this used to be the Spice of Life podcast instead of the Final Shot. And I was reminiscing, man, we had fun. Even the awkward times with Luke Spicer, and he just was kind of like just an awkward vessel
Yeah.
in the podcast. It was still pretty fun. We had some nice conversations, fun topics. We got to, I ended up replacing like a main guest on the podcast. Like that was awesome. I just came in like a shitstorm and I left without any traces of sign of life. So, it was fun back then. We're at a year. We passed our year anniversary. I love you guys. I love you, Tanner.
I know you do. I love you too.
Your beard gets better and better every time we go through the fucking process.
All right, you want to help me get through the sponsors?
Let's do the sponsors, man.
All right. The Super Duper Dario Minute today is brought to you by Onnit. If you're not on it, get on it at onnit.com/TFS podcast and save 10%. You can get some fucking alpha brain. You can be like a superhuman and you can control shit with your mind. If you're a sick motherfucker, you can get some Shroom Tech Immune. Or if you want better cardio, you can get Shroom Tech Sport. Now, do you know what Shroom Tech is, Dario?
I don't know what that is. Usually when I don't feel good, I take NyQuil. And I do it usually like halfway through the day or in the morning.
Okay.
Because if you can get through NyQuil, you can get through anything.
So, Shroom Tech is cordyceps mushrooms that were found to give you better stamina from these fucking cows that were trolloping up in hills and stuff like that. They were eating these mushrooms and they had good stamina, so they made it into a pill, and you can take it.
You're telling me we're using cow stamina pills?
Exactly.
I'm all for that. That's a good sponsor.
Do you think they're legal?
Guess
what? They're fucking 100% legal.
They're 100% legal, so they're organic then.
Organic cordyceps mushrooms crushed up into a little gel cap pill.
Yeah, like how you did this with me.
We're also brought to
Don't
you.
forget USG.
We're going to talk about them right now. We're also brought to you by the best fucking fight gear in the game right now, USG Canada. Dario, you have a special message that you want to send out to Howie Lee at USG.
Howie Lee, if you're listening, man, hit me up. Let's do a sponsor. I don't know how many Yanks you guys got on the bandwagon, but if not, I can be your first one, man. Throw me a fucking pair of gloves.
Now, Howie, we're talking about an undefeated boxer, ranked,
good looking too, man.
Yeah, not fought a piece of shit.
Undefeated. I fought for the IBF, Intercontinental, International, whatever, the whole whatever. I could have been wearing USGs back then.
Could have been, but USG Canada, best shit in boxing. Hit up my boy Howie at usgcanada.com and place your order right now. I don't have the Final Shot podcast gloves beside me because I used them last night and they smell like shit. But
can't have that in the studio.
Hit them up and get some gear. We're also brought to you by the Clinch Fight Shop. They're the best fight shop in Edmonton, Alberta. The Clinch Fight Shop. Hit up Sunil and use the promo code THEBADGUY and you'll save some ducats off your fucking purchase. Last but not least, we're brought to you by a brand new sponsor today.
Hit us with it.
Buckle Down Apparel. They sponsor Brian the Tick Caldwell. And we're going to help Brian out with his Olympic dreams. And you can use the promo code BCB10 and save some money off your purchase. So go check out Buckle Down Apparel on Instagram. Their fucking website link is right on there. Click it and go buy some shit. Okay.
Now, that guy, if at any moment in this podcast where you can hear me breathing like a fat girl, you need to cut me off. You need to tell me what's what, because sometimes when I'm concentrating on shit, I start breathing really, really loud. So you got to let me know.
Okay. I have another announcement to make today. Everybody has been bugging me. When are you fighting? When are you fighting? When are you fighting? May the fucking 4th, bitches. In New Brunswick, I'll be fighting on McKillop Promotions, and I can't name the opponent yet because he's scared. It's fine. I won't talk about you.
Cinco de Mayo weekend. We can talk about that. That'll be a hell of a road trip. I'll make it for that.
Yeah. So potentially Dario Bredicean and the bad guy could team up for one night and go do work in New Brunswick.
That'll be a riot.
That'll be fun.
It will be fun, but it actually also might be trouble as well.
So with you on the podcast today, we have a Voldemort situation going on where there's a name that cannot be said.
There is a he who must not be named. Who's
Yeah,
this?
your
We're
brother.
full of balls. Who?
Your brother.
Oh, my brother. Yeah, what about my brother?
We're not talking about him. He's Voldemort.
Oh yeah, well we never talk about him.
Yeah, fuck.
He is the Voldemort, and we we have content. You understand what I'm saying? We never talked about him, even when we did talk about him.
We
He's
talk about
non-existent.
talk about his girlfriend.
Yeah, but or we could talk about your news as well.
We're not talking about that.
Okay, we won't talk about it. That's fine.
You fucking cunt.
We can always scratch it out.
Okay, so you've been gone for a really long time. What the hell? And you just went fucking silent. And speaking of fucking weirdos, the boogeyman just texted.
Did he? He FaceTimed me earlier. You probably saw on our Instagram story that we were doing a shirtless FaceTime. Maybe we'll do all one time, like, because I know you did a group podcast with that one chick or whatever. Maybe we can do like a shirtless podcast segment one time.
We could.
Maybe. I'll be at the beach. Boogie will be somewhere in the mountains where he belongs, and you're in your studio
Yeah, we'll
smoking
do that.
your on. You know.
Yeah, no, I don't smoke the on it. I smoke the sovereign extracts.
It's the same thing.
Listen, I left the weed sponsor out specifically today for you, but I'm gonna fucking do it now anyway. Guys, Sovereign Extracts. Hit them up on Instagram. You can get higher than giraffe pussy. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sovereign Extracts.
I can't. Excuse me. I can't talk about shit like that.
Okay. Now let's get down to some pressing business. You wanted to come back on the show. Why?
Well, I mean, I missed it. I miss bullshitting. Who am I? I got so much, data going on up here that I never get to like let it loose. Nobody wants to listen to me anymore,
Why'd you leave?
You know what? Believe it or not, when you guys made me a primary, I thought, dude, this is gonna be awesome. It is, bad guy. I gotta credit you, man. This is time consuming. This is a full-time job and a half, man. I don't know how you're doing it week after week after week. It's truly like, it's crazy. I'm like, how the hell does this guy like? I'm dead by the end of the day, or even halfway through the day, and then you're over here doing, putting out fucking episodes after episode. So I mean, it was high maintenance for me.
You got the easy part though. You just got to come out and talk shit. I got to edit it. Fucking.
That's true. I did talk a lot of shit. I still talk shit, but like, that's true. I've been on a hiatus. We all do that sometimes. Look at Luke Spicer. He left and he never came back.
But he's a fucking vegan though. He's not welcome.
That is true. Luke has taken a meat hiatus. So
have you seen the body on him lately?
I haven't. Do you remember when I used to be afraid of him one time when I like used to like make fun of him, and then I found out he was a kickboxer, and I saw him like head kick someone halfway to fucking Hammerfell, and I kept calling him sir because I kind of felt bad because I didn't want him to come after me. Now he became, like he just got himself a girlfriend, and now he's like a homebody and everything. So I'm not scared of you anymore, Luke.
He looks terrible.
Is he deteriorating? Slowly but surely.
He's like 38 years old, but looks 65.
I told him he's got to bring the hair back, Luke. Luke, you got to bring the hair, dude.
Bro, he started growing it out. He looked fucking homeless.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe we'll backtrack on that one. Maybe the hosts are always meant to be bald. Fuck it.
So here's the main question then. Are we going to see more of you back on the Final Shot podcast?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what else am I going to do? If I don't like let all of this information that I collect throughout the month or throughout the week, if I don't let it go, it'll implode, and then I'll just start speaking like Boogeyman. I remember watching I watched that press conference that I asked people to find for me. I need that video with some fucking audio, dude. That time when I crashed the Eye of the Tiger promotion. I need audio with that. I need an actual, I don't need a YouTube link. I need something that I can actually post on Instagram, but nobody will fucking download it for me, and I'm too lazy to do it on my laptop. But I remember when he was saying that the difference between him and a lot of the heavyweights is that if there was like I don't know. I think he said like a 6 gun or 6 shooter or something like that. There was a 6 shooter with one bullet over there. He's gonna put it to his head and he'll pull the trigger.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fucking shit. I probably was thinking back then, like, man, what has gotten into that guy, or like, what's happened to that man where it's gotten to that point. I understand that now.
Mm.
I just watched the video. I'm like, damn, I can fucking relate to that now. It's just like, holy shit. Like, damn, I know exactly where the hell he's coming from. So it's really funny. So yeah, if I don't start, keeping myself busy with all these, I probably will end up like Braidwood and start, putting 6 shooters to
Yeah.
my fun.
We were getting worried about you for a little while because you were avoiding us.
It wasn't avoiding per se, but I was avoiding. I don't know. I was becoming a little bit antisocial. I think I needed that for a little bit.
Bro, you didn't answer my phone calls for a month.
And that's saying something because I always got my phone on me. You kind of sound like my ex-girlfriends right now. You weren't in. I was calling. You didn't answer my phone call, but you're not. You're far from that. You're actually one of my favorite people in the world. But yeah, I was just. I'm like, nah.
Weren't feeling it?
No, it wasn't that I wasn't feeling it. I was like on a thing where I really liked the solidarity I was going through, or that I had. I really liked it. Even though in Florida, when I come over here, I kind of act like a retard sometimes. I did like the solidarity I was having, so I was getting used to it.
Are you at your parents' house right now?
I'm visiting my folks right now. Yeah.
Is your mom home?
Oh, come on, dude. So bad guy has a crush on my mom because I posted her on my Instagram story a couple times, and a lot of people say that my mom is
She's
a
attractive.
very immaculate, stunning woman. She is very, I think that's where I get my good looks from. Definitely not my dad. My dad's a gorilla.
No, I've seen your dad. He's ugly.
Yeah, he's terrible.
What's your mom thinking?
But my dad used to be a stud.
Oh,
So
did he?
hopefully, I don't like fall off and end up like Luke Spicer, and then it's all downhill from there. Luke, no disrespect, I just
Fuck you, Luke.
I can't poo-poo. I'm sorry. That was bad guy. I can't deteriorate like that.
Okay.
So my mom's stunning. Thank you.
6 months has gone by. What has been accumulating in that brain that we need to talk about? There's a lot of like pop culture news.
There is a lot of pop culture, and the two that stand out right now is the avocado issue that we're going through right now and the Nipsey Hussle thing. You know about the avocado thing, right?
I read Anthony Chiappa. I thought it was April Fool's joke, but it could be a real
It's
thing.
not an April Fool's joke. I think it's an actual study statistic. There are growers that actually believe, because we're not going to make this into a political podcast, but there is talks about our country shutting down the borders. And we don't really get anything from you guys anyways, so who the fuck cares? But for Mexico, apparently, we would run out of avocados in 3 weeks if we shut down the border. 3 weeks, and we're out of avocados. Now, we have Florida avocados that are about this big. We do grow avocados in Florida, but they're not as popular. They all taste the same, but Mexican avocados, I guess, we would hit a very quick shortage of it. Now, you know how Anthony is, and I am all for, I don't want to put a stand down, but I know realistically, I respect secure border because everybody's got them. And I'm not talking about like we need them or something like that. Like me as an American, when I go and visit Canada, they look at me like I am an intruder. Like I am risking and I'm putting everyone's safety on the line by them letting me in. Yeah. I mean, Canada is one of the hardest countries to get in that I've ever been. I've traveled like tons of countries in Europe. I've been everywhere. I've been to the islands. I've been wherever the fuck I've been traveling for the past 10, 15 years. I've gone everywhere, all over the world. And Canada has to be like the most strictest customs that I have ever gone to go through. It's crazy. They're very intimidating. So, I mean, that's just anybody coming into their country. That's just whatever. But so it's not about the whole border thing, but I can see why there's a discussion. But Mexico, see, we were playing checkers this entire time with Mexico. We were playing checkers, and these motherfuckers said checkmate 4 fucking years ago when this guy ran for presidency. And they said, we got this avocado thing in our back pocket. And as soon as he wants to pull the trigger, boom, we got it. And it's over. Checkmate. That's how they get us. I am now against the wall. We gotta put an end to this. If that means we're out of avocados, man, can't do it. We cannot. I can't sacrifice that. Do you know that's how me and Braidwood became friends? We became
Avocado
friends with
toast.
avocado toast.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the best memories I have in my whole life, and that's how created the bond. That's how I got to meet you. I mean, meet you and Luke at the same time. Like avocado essentially is very important to me,
It's
and it
what's
is the reason
binded
why we
us.
have bond. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it's done. So I can't really I can't rock with that, man. We got to keep our avocados.
Uh, I like Donald Trump.
Dude, he is. I've never voted in my life. I'm not a registered voter. Anything. I didn't even vote for fucking my class president. So, but I really like him because he's very funny.
Yes.
Like he is a fucking comedian, and everybody's like, "What's your stance on politics?" I don't look at politics. I look at who's funny. I thought Bill Clinton was funny as shit. I think he's still funny as shit. Bill Clinton's got to be the the biggest playboy we've ever had in office, man. Screw Trump and the porn stars. I mean, this guy was getting dome while he was signing and making threats at Kim Jong Un's father back in the '90s. Man, this guy was incredible,
Yeah.
and that was comical, and I love that about him. And as far as the Trump thing, I think it's really funny. I think the whole thing is pretty fucking hilarious, because he's now the strongest man in the world with like the weakest hairdo in the world, and I think I just love how funny he is.
He might have the best Twitter feed on Twitter.
Oh, he's the fucking reigning king. He called me out. Remember, I think we talked about this in the podcast. He did call me out on Twitter back in 2013,
Yeah.
because of the whole Mac Miller thing. I
Yeah.
made a tweet, and I guess I don't know who because obviously you don't know how to use Twitter, but I'm sure like one of his PR people, whatever, were searching. I don't know, but I said that Donald Trump by Mac Miller was my favorite song by Mac at the time, and then he called me out and says, "Yeah, Mac's really done well with my name. I wonder how much money he's made off of it or something like that." I'm like, "Oh, whoa, whoa!" So I suggested that at Donald. He never tweeted back at me, but I still had that screenshot of tweet. But I tweeted back at him. I said, "Maybe we should come back with a diss song, you and me.
Yeah.
Or that maybe and I could hype. We could do something here. We can get back at him with like a comeback song. He never got back to me. So, but even though the president does call out a lot of people on Twitter, I can say that I was one of the first ones back in 2013 because Twitter was fairly new back then.
I'll get you a plaque made. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll do a poster.
Fuck it. Next one is Nipsey Hussle got clipped at his own clothing store.
Outside of his clothing store.
Yeah.
And then the first thing, of course, listen, I know we have a lot of heroes in our that we look up to people and we just think the most of them and everything. I just didn't like as soon as and it's not people have a right to have their opinion, but holy shit, did we have to go to conspiracy theories already, man? They said the government did it because he was doing a documentary and all that stuff or whatever. And if talking about this gets me shot and killed, then whatever.
All for it.
All for it, But I did make a Facebook post and I said good morning to everybody, except the people that thought Nipsey was killed by the government and not some angry gangbanger that he just kicked out of his store. Because that was a story. He kicked some guy out because for what reason he said he was a snitch or something like that. This is all, I'm acting like I know what I'm talking about. I'm just reading what is on the news. He kicked the guy out, said, no, you're not welcome here or whatever. And the guy got fucking pissed because he got called names and all that stuff, and he came back and clapped him and his friends and all that stuff. That happens. I mean, that sounds a little bit more believable than the government going through their to-do list and says, okay, Bin Laden's son is starting to get a lot of traffic going on. A lot of people are starting to like him. We got to stop that guy. Another oil country that we have to infiltrate for oil. Let's see. Oh my God, did anybody get rid of that rapper from LA? Did we not do that yet? Holy fucking shit. We got to come on, we got to send unit sit rep over there. What are you guys doing? Like, are you saying that was a priority? This guy was making a fucking YouTube documentary. So I am all for being woke and shit, but I don't like constant conspiracy theorists. Some people, even though you look up to them, are not as important as you think they are.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We got all our idols, but sometimes they're just not that important. They mean very little to people all the way up top, so
That's very true. Next order of business, Dario. Paulie Malignaggi has entered the world of bare-knuckle boxing, and he bitch-slapped Artem Lobov in the face today. If you guys don't know who Artem Lobov is, that is Conor McGregor's best friend.
Conor McGregor's little fucking Russian pet or something like that.
Yeah,
Now, I almost brought up Paulie. Do you remember the first time I brought up Paulie Malignaggi in your podcast?
yeah, I fucking shit on him.
No, but I said I was being a little bit
Yeah, you
derogatory
called him
towards
a guinea
him.
fuck.
Yeah, and we and we did not edit that out, man. We put it straight on the podcast. That was my
Yeah,
first podcast ever. I almost brought up Paulie because Paulie was the same way. We related because when I fought at the Bell Center one time, he was there and he came to the locker room because he happened to know my coaches. And we actually had a moment and we were talking about because he was complaining how hard the fucking how hard it was to get into Canada. And he
yeah.
was just there to just commentate. They were like giving him shit. They almost didn't let him in because he was a commentator. So we were like relating, like kind of like talking about how difficult it is even as an American to get into Canada. But he I was really getting annoyed with him. He was kind of like embarrassing himself. I didn't like that he did the contract with BKB, all that stuff. But when I saw that video today and he actually manned up and just slapped the dog shit out of Artem in his face, I think that was like that was incredible.
It was
That's
amazing.
something that was awesome. I mean, he just got into his face and he bitch slapped him like he just said. It was a bitch slap for a bitch. You know, I'm not crazy about either of them. But if like Paulie was gonna redeem himself with all the shit he's been getting on the internet, like that was it. I mean, he literally walked up to the guy, you know, and I don't know how I feel about Paulie doing BKB, but I think he's going to beat Artem, dude. I do think he's gonna beat him. I know, man. I'm telling you because if you're talking about a bare knuckle boxing match, like I know Paulie's got like little brittle hands and shit, but I don't. I don't know. You know, there's like there's a whole discussion about why BKB is actually safer than professional boxing, and that why MMA is safer than professional boxing. We're talking long term as well. There is a discussion, and there is there is backup on that. If you think about it though, bad guy, MMA is kind of like think about it as in what in BKB perspective and MMA perspective is that MMA there's so many there's so much you can uh, attribute into your style. There's everything to it, you know, like if somebody gets dropped, there is no count, there is no nothing. The whole fight can end up on the floor and then you're spending another extra 2 minutes fucking wrestling, passing guard, doing all that shit, you know. And so there's a lot of less head trauma going on. I mean, boxing, it's you got to put the guy out. You either put him down to the bottom or you put him down to the head. There is no leg kicks. There is no choking. There's no wrestling. There is no ground control. There's no nothing. You got to take your guy out of there. And it's a little ring. The octagon is huge. The ring is at biggest 24 feet. You know, like it's a little phone booth in there. I don't care what anybody says. So it's a 36-minute fight for champions for championship fights. 10 rounds are 30 minutes and so on and so forth. You know, so they're long, continuous, like trauma to your head, and depending on how active the boxer is, I mean, over time you do take a lot of damage. So that's MMA compared to boxing. And then when you think of BKB compared to boxing, if you look at like punch stats and everything, people throw substantially a lot less punches in BKB is because of your hands. Like, listen, man, when we got gloves on, we have a little bit more protection on our hands and we can throw more. You know, there's some fighters that are throwing 1,000 punches a fight, just like Manny Pacquiao was or something like that, or Andrew Fonfara when he fought Cleverly. They both threw 1,000 punches apiece. But when you're a BKB and you're hitting bone to bone, your output is a lot less because you are in pain. Your hands are in pain. Now, listen, Paulie Malignaggi's hands are in pain when he is boxing, but he still throws a lot of punches, you know? But as far as head trauma, I mean, that's what I heard is that like long term street fighting is a lot safer than boxing. Listen, boxing, you can take, depending on how good your chin is, you can take 1,000 punches to your face and you can finish the fight. BKB, man, you take one good shot, you're out, and then the fight's over, and guess what? You get back up, and that was one shot, and that's how it is. Now, getting knocked out is not good. Like Bernard Hopkins says, knockouts like the one Manny Pacquiao took is equivalent to like 10 fights, 10 boxing fights, like knockouts like that. But I mean, when your face can't take anymore, you're down and out. There's nothing you can do about it. So I think even long term, BKB might even be safer. I don't think it's like healthier for like your body or anything, but I think brain damage wise, I don't know. But as far as like Paulie having a shot with Artem, I think that's the only guy he has a shot at.
That's not the fight though. That's not the fight everybody wants to see.
What's the fight? You talking Paulie and Connor?
Yeah, do it. You guys have been talking shit for 2 fucking years at each other. Fucking fight.
But they should do that if it happens. Here's the thing: if it happens in a boxing match, Paulie's got a great chance. If it happens BKB, I think Connor's gonna hurt him. I think he's gonna walk through whatever Paulie's gonna throw at him, and it's not gonna be a little pretty boxing match. It's gonna be Connor just trying to rush him, hit him in the shoulders, hit him in the ribs, hit him in the chest, hit him in the nose. And I think Connor brutalizes him, but I think Paulie needs gloves to be a successful fighter because he can protect himself and he can protect his hands. I don't think he can protect himself. But the thing with Artem Lobov is, yeah, it kind of is a little bit of a fight that people want to see just because it has something to do with Connor. That depends if BKB even has money to pay Connor.
That's the only reason though, is if Artem Lobov didn't have anything to do with Conor McGregor, nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody gives a shit, exactly. So this is kind of like a throw a bone at us type thing, or at people who even care about it. I personally don't care about the Connor Paulie thing, but if you are interested in it, the whole Artem Lobov thing is kind of like a bone that you can throw at the fans because we may never get Connor in a combat event ever again. I mean, like, if UFC is not really satisfying him with paydays, I don't see how one fight with BKB, I don't see how they're gonna like kind of quench his thirst. Yeah. Connor just came off, $100 million fight with Floyd last year or 2 years ago. It's kind of hard for him to get. It's kind of hard for him to get turned on for another fight.
Well,
like,
he retired apparently.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a joke that he was, but he could be very well serious. I mean, the guy. And then look at the guy. He's a businessman. He's selling liquid gold. I mean, he's. I don't know. If I was him, I'd basically fuck off as well.
Got charged for sexual assault.
Yeah. I don't know I don't know. They're investigating it right now in Ireland. I don't know. There was the whole thing, and then how about Pulev with the whole? Did you read up on that?
No, tell me about it though.
What are you talking about? Kubrat. He's a Bulgarian fighter. Kubrat Pulev. He just beat Bogdan Dinu in a headliner. He kissed during an interview. He kissed a reporter, a female reporter, on the lips right after the interview was done.
Oh my god!
I forget what her name is, Jess or Jennifer Sushi or something like that. I don't know. And people were like, "Yo, what the fuck was that?" It was kind of weird. So Pula like put out a post and said something like, "Oh, this is a female friend of mine. We known each other a long time. Blah blah blah. This was just like a friendly kiss, but it was like he grabbed her face and fucking like laid one on her." So I guess it was kind of quiet for like a week, and then this chick hires a lawyer and says, "I want this guy to go to court. I want him to pay sanctioning fees. I want him to be fined. I want all that stuff." So Pulev is like looking like an idiot because now this girl is actually trying to sue him. So that's another fighter that has some trouble with women.
Did you ever pay attention to Quentin Rampage Jackson when he used to fight in Pride and he used to do the fucking interviews with those Asian reporter girls?
When he, I forget, he was like either like brought in for something, but I remember he was in the States and he was like air humping this one girl that he was like, yeah, that was like 10 years ago, man. Shit's different now. You can't, it's a touchy subject. I don't like to get too involved with it, but you know what I'm talking about. You can't
do that anymore, unfortunately.
You can't do that anymore. But like, it's not only that you can't do certain things, you can't say certain things either,
like guinea fuck or cunt.
Man, Mike Perry gets away with saying the N-word, so that's...
Bro, he's so funny.
Yeah, he can get away with shit. By the way, he got married.
Oh, congratulations, Mike Perry, even though you won't have me on Instagram, you fuck.
Hey, congratulations, Mike Perry. I finally got him to follow Braidwood because Braidwood used to follow, or Mike used to follow Braidwood, but he unfollowed him because Braidwood posted a picture of Simon Keaton's ass on his Instagram, and Mike's. I'll never forget that post because it's still up there. He posted a picture of Simon Keaton in the shower, and he says, "I got spies" or something like that. He was just like tormenting Simon, and then Mike saw it, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to unfollow you for that one." And then Braidwood's like, "What, you talking about me or Simon?" And then he went to go check his followers, and then he commented again. He's like, "God damn it, Mike!" So that was like a year ago. I finally asked Mike if he could follow Braidwood again because Braidwood's like,
I was
he's like my
responsible for that picture.
Were you? Did you take the picture?
No, I wasn't there.
Who? Okay, so clearly you have a French spy over there.
Correct.
That was able to get you that content.
Correct.
You guys are... See, if Keen wanted to, man, that's sexual harassment charges on you guys right there.
Fuck you, Simon.
Yeah. You guys got him right in the shower, even though I don't think Simon really minded too much.
He don't care. He likes that shit.
I guess, man, but you guys definitely have a spy going on in Quebec somewhere.
I
I
got
don't think
lots of
that's
them in Quebec.
yeah. I don't think that's why you're welcomed over there anymore.
They love me in Quebec, man.
They definitely love Boogie in Quebec as well.
So on your hiatus, I did do a color commentary gig for Punch and Grace.
I did that. You looked real professional. Who was the guy next to you? He
I
was a cool
was
guy.
Vincent Tremblay. He's cool, man. I like him.
I like that guy, dude. He can barely speak English, but sometimes when he messages me, man, we have a good conversation.
Yeah.
He's actually funny as shit. I like that guy. Shout out to Vincent.
He's scared to come on the podcast, so fucking pussy.
Why?
He says he needs to be prepared for the shit. I was just like, what shit?
What shit, Vince? You come over here, talk some bullshit, man. Stir up some drama, and then we bounce, and then we wait for it to like brew and explode in our faces, and then we talk about it the next week. That's how it was.
So give me an update on Platinum Mike Perry. Is he still signed with the UFC or they let his ass go?
No, Mike is still with the UFC. He's fighting a guy named Alex the Cowboy Oliveira or Olive whatever, however you say his name. He's a guy from Brazil.
He's tough.
He's Nick. Yeah, he's another scrapper. I think it's a nice fight for Mike just because Mike's always got a chance when you want to stand up and fight with him.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to play other aspects, you know, Mike might have some vulnerabilities in other aspects of his game. But
Wrestling.
with a guy like, yeah, okay, well, yeah, well, you know, like there's a, you know, we know what Mike is, man. Mike is a thug with gloves. You put it on him, and then he's ready to fucking fight, and he'll do it until the wheels fall off. But he has a good chance because I know this guy is a fucking banger,
Yeah.
you know, and he's not really a ground guy himself. He's got like 5 or 6 losses, and he's been submitted like 4 times. So I don't even think this guy's even comfortable on the ground. I think this is a fucking war, and I think it's gonna be like a repeat of like Mike versus what's his name, the guy that he beat before he fought Cowboy.
That was a good fight.
Paul
I remember that fight.
Paul Felder.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good fight as well. Paul and Mike was a fun fight to watch, and I think this is going to be another one. But I think this one is going to be like a lights out thing. I think
Yeah. Somebody's going to sleep.
and I'm betting on Mike to land his white boy wonder shot, and maybe he'll put this guy to sleep. So I would like to see that because, you know, I don't know where Mike is. I don't know how far along he is in his contract or anything, but you know, he's made some adjustments into his life. He's back with his girl Danielle and everything. He's happily married and all that stuff. I didn't get invited to the wedding, Mike. Appreciate that, dude. It wasn't very like formal. They weren't like wearing suits and dresses and shit.
The Platinum Queen, he's back with her?
Yeah, he's back with her.
Okay.
Like if you see the wedding, he was like in a button up and he had some like nice shoes with like some pink socks. It was like a nice little casual Florida style type wedding, you know. But I never got invited, so I'll be in Orlando. I think tomorrow. Actually, I'm serious. I'll be in Orlando because I got a friend who's got a birthday. So maybe I'll see Mike and I'll ask him why I wasn't good enough to be his best man. But that's other news.
Hey, I got a lot of respect for Mike Perry, especially when he took that Cowboy Cerrone fight.
Yeah, I was really counting on him to beat Cowboy because I thought, man, Cowboy's gonna get stupid and he's gonna try and trade with Mike, and Mike's gonna fucking pop his old ass. You know, it didn't work out that way, but that's the fight game, dude. MMA's real unpredictable, but I'm not surprised of any fight Mike takes. Mike will take any fucking fight.
Yeah.
Mike will fucking fight a light heavyweight, dude. Mike will fight fucking anybody, you know?
Yeah.
That's just how he is.
Now, Mike Perry has dropped one of the greatest videos of all time about his protection service. Derek, this is where you find the video and you insert it here.
Oh, okay. Is our edit guy Platinum Protection? Yeah, I remember that one. I like that video, dude.
So
Braid
funny.
would ask me for that video like 10 times until I gave it to him, dude. I like that video.
You have it?
I do have that video.
I'm going to need it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to send it your way because it was iconic, dude.
It's the only time a white guy will ever get away with talking like that on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, Mike gets away with that all the time ever since Tyron Woodley gave him the pass on it.
Oh,
Tyron Woodley.
He did give him the pass, eh?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Okay.
Tyron Woodley even said, dude, that, you know, but Tyron Woodley can't get any more passes until he gets a win again, dude. He kind of he disappointed me with his last fight.
Hey, that Kamaru Usman guy's a real motherfucker, though.
Yeah, and yeah, it's
You get into a wrestling. Yeah, that's it.
I just like the whole promo of it.
Hello there. I'm Platinum Mike Perry. You may know me from some of the greatest fights you've ever seen. What I'm here to talk to you today about is the Platinum Protection Foundation for niggas who can't fight good no more and need to stop.
Derek, you gotta find this video, man. If you
Oh, hello there. I'm Platinum Mike Perry. You may know me from some of the greatest fights you've ever seen. What I'm here to talk to you today about is the Platinum Protection Foundation for niggas who can't fight good no more and need to stop. Some of the symptoms these fighters may be experiencing might be slurred speech, slowed reactions, and small bank accounts. The foundation is looking for your support. With just 5 easy payments of $19.99, you can help a fighter such as Hung Yu Lim, Danny Roberts, and Jake Ellenberger, just to name a few. Future Foundation Hall of Famers may include Yancey Medeiros and Colby Covington. You can help one of these niggas who can't fight good no more find a new path in life.
need the video, I will send it to you. I will send it to you, Derek, or I'll send it to Bad Guy. Bad Guy can send it to you too. But that needs to be inputted, man. It was he had like an anagram for it as well, dude. I'm all with that. I'm all with that, dude. Mike's a fucking man, and Mike should get a pass. That's the thing, dude, is that everybody's like, oh, that's probably, because he's from Flint, Michigan and everything or whatever. That's a Florida white boy thing. It really is, dude. And
You've
I was
explained this to me before. Like it's acceptable where he's from.
Yeah, he's from Sanford, Florida, man. Like, trust me, you need to go to Sanford. It's outside of Orlando. It is not Disney World in Sanford, Florida. Actually, he's more specifically from Apopka, Florida. But I mean, Sanford, Apopka, it's all like kind of around the same area. And I forget who I was talking to and all that stuff, but I was talking to a Canadian, and I was trying to like let him like kind of figure out what the whole, how it goes down. Like it's actually, a lot of people say, oh, Florida has like a big racist problem and everything, but people have to know like it's very less segregated than I think it is up north. Now, I was telling somebody is that here in Florida, people think it's like, when they have like gangbangers like shooting each other and all that stuff, people are like, oh, it's probably, from like a black community. Most of the people, like, if a black guy has a white friend, it's because they know it's the white guy who has the gun. In Florida, the shooters are the white guys with like the face tattoos. Now, Mike, I'm not putting you in that scenario because I know you got face tattoos, but it's the white guys with like the shaved heads that like sit in the fucking party and they don't talk to nobody. Those are the guys with the fucking guns all the time. Those are the guys that are actually shooting over here in Florida. You understand what I'm talking about? Don't pull it out, brother. Don't pull it out. I know. Don't. Actually, you can't pull it out, dude. Fuck it. You're in Canada, dude. Fuck it. Show what.
It's always the bald white guys with guns.
Yeah, there you go. But that's how it is over here. Like, you know what? That's why you always need like a ghetto white friend, because he's the one that will actually shoot. That's how it is in Florida. So I think that's why a lot of people get away with this whole N-word pass over here, because some of them really, are accepted in certain communities and families and shit, So that's a little bit.
We're all human. We should all be able to say the N-word.
Yeah. I gotta send you a video. Come on, come on, Ryan Ford. Let us say the goddamn N-word, dude. No, but like, it's not used in Florida like as derogatory over here, unless you come from like most of the races in Florida come from up north, like Ohio or like Michigan and shit. People that are born and raised over here don't really know too much of that shit, because that just because you see somebody with a Florida license plate or a Florida driver's license don't mean they're from Florida.
It's true.
They're just from some fucking the armpit of America. They're like from fucking Wisconsin or Nebraska or Ohio or New York,
Miami.
And they come over. Miami definitely, because it's definitely not part of. No, I'm serious. It's not even a joke. Miami, I don't consider it part of Florida. But so just because they say they're from Florida, they're not really Floridians. They're just some fucking. They're terrible. I mean, I think I hate the up northern states, man. I'm telling you, they have like 55 speed limit
Oh,
miles per hour and shit. Over here we got like 70. Texas, I think you can find a 75, 80 or something like that. So we got better highways, better streets, better people. Uh, you know why? I actually got a friend from Texas who actually just moved there, and he told me, he's like, the people in Texas are way nicer than they are in Florida. I said, why you say that? Because he's like, because everybody that lives in Texas is usually from Texas. Everybody that's in Florida is from up north. That's why everybody's fucking assholes from over there, you know? There's not a lot of native Floridians, bro. They're all from fucking your side of the world, or they're from like, up north, like Michigan and
true.
Ohio. I hate people from Ohio, dude. I got a lot of friends from there. I hate them. They all have bad haircuts. They all have hair, but they all have bad haircuts.
You want to talk about bad haircuts? Holy fuck. I got on FaceTime with Anthony Chiappetta about 2 weeks ago, and he looked like Cameron Diaz from Something About Mary, that stupid fucking comb over he had.
And I think he had a haircut 2 days ago, so that means like 2 weeks ago he probably just got a haircut.
Yeah,
So that's crazy.
it was terrible.
Damn, I think he got one yesterday. You should call him to see if it's like a haircut problem or if he's just not getting enough haircuts.
I don't know. He asked me how his hair was. I said, "You look like Cameron Diaz from Something About Mary," and he hung up on me.
Yeah, Anthony is a native Floridian. He's like one of the ones that is like him and his family. They're like born and fucking raised over here in Cape Coral. Cape Coral of all places. Cape Coral was like 20 years ago, a very, very small town. Now it's like huge because everybody's trying to move here. But Anthony's like a rare breed. He's actually born over here. See, this is why I told you to stop smoking, bro, because shit like this happens.
Bro, you remember when I drove my tank to Cape Coral?
I do remember that, man. You were fucking locked and loaded trying to find me because I missed a week of podcast.
That was when you were hot and heavy.
That was, yeah, true.
We were getting traction, and fucking the Super Duper Dario minute was at the top of the charts, and then bam, Dario's missing.
Do I still get my theme song?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Because I always like that, and I need like edits of my like I missed that mushroom shit and whatever. So
Hey,
you guys gotta put me back.
We're gonna do some trailers for this one too. We'll get some shit cracking.
I would enjoy a trailer.
Do you remember that one time we had a conversation about Mennonites and Hutterites?
Yeah, I do remember that. That was a good trailer for that podcast, man. Mennonites and Hutterites.
So
I forget.
funny.
I thought we were talking about chemistry or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. Now let's talk about Anthony Chiappetta on a serious note. He's wifed up.
He is wifed up, and he can't stop talking about it. And neither
Miss Molly. He seems to like it.
Molly with the jugs, man. Yeah, she's
The
awesome.
hangers.
I like Molly. That's like one of the few girls that Anthony hangs out with that I actually like. I didn't like anybody else he used to be with, but
She seems to have a really good sense of humor.
she does. When you're with Anthony, you have to have a good sense of humor, otherwise you're not going to last a week.
Yeah.
So,
He's-
God, God bless her because she's going to have her hands full. I mean, because he's kind of stepped away from the whole Dario and Anthony thing, and now he's more Anthony and Molly. So that means Molly has him full time because it was me who kind of had him full time. So now, yeah, Molly's got her hands full. I mean, she's got a full time job and a half with him. So
Do you feel freer now?
I do feel like I have more time.
Yeah.
But he does call me, but every time he does call me, he's always with Molly. So it's just like they're inseparable and everything. So I'm kind of happy for him, but grossed out at the same time, because, maybe it's good that Sarah lives in Canada. I'm only there 8 months out of the year instead of like every day.
Sarah hasn't dumped you yet.
No, she hasn't left me. She probably will eventually. She'll come to her senses. I think they all do, They'll come to their senses and
You and
find someone better.
you and Anthony went on some outings. Like you went horseback riding. Looked like you went to a farm.
Oh, dude, we there's like a neighboring city like Buckingham and like Lehigh and shit. We got some friends over there that own like a stable and shit. I've never been horseback riding. I rode a pony when I was like 7 before, but I never wanted to. And Sarah really wanted. Let's go. I want it. They have pigs. They have everything. I said, Sarah, you're dating a pig.
Yeah.
You get to see one every fucking day, honey. Yeah, whatever. So I said, you know what? I never shot a gun from a horse either. I said, let's fucking do it. So that's exactly what we did. We went horseback riding. We had a great time. The horse did not. I didn't know you're not supposed to stand next to horses. I almost got my fucking head taken off.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know you're not supposed to do that. So they like all yelled at me because that's all I was doing. I was like scratching the horse's ass. I'm like, who's a good boy?
Yeah.
And I could have been killed, which would have been awesome. That would have been a great story. Dario dies in Buckingham.
Or got kicked
And
at least.
apparently I'm not good at gun safety either because I didn't know a certain gun was loaded.
Oh,
And I was like, hey guys, how's like, and everybody kept ducking their heads and crying and everything. So I'm like, it's not even fucking low, you know. So I got yelled at for that.
Did we talk about the boogeyman on this yet?
We haven't talked about Adam. I don't even think his name. Well, yeah, Adam's name has barely been mentioned, dude. We have not talked about him yet.
So I did send him a picture of us doing the podcast, and he's pissed.
Is he pissed?
Yeah.
He can't come on. This is my segment. He can't have a fucking minute on the Super Duper Dario minute. Sorry, Boogie.
Because he says, oh, you replaced me, you fuck.
Okay, dude. Well, I haven't been on in a while, so he's gonna understand. But what's up with Boogie? Boogie's secretive right now. I know he's
changed.
He's like a bear in the woods now. He only comes out when it's time to eat.
Right.
And I feel like feeding time is very soon, and we're gonna see him start mauling shit and whatever.
I think we're gonna see him maybe a week or two after me.
Yeah, I heard that. Is he gonna be? I heard Vancouver, and then now I hear Victoria, and now sometimes I hear Quebec. Like, what does he have like a venue? Is he gonna fight somewhere? I should be asking him this, but I don't know anything.
I heard Eric Barak, and then Eric Barak put up that it was canceled. So I don't know whether Eric got scared, got cold feet, or couldn't get sanctioned, or what the fuck was going on with that. But who knows? The Boogie's got opportunities. It's just a matter of when, where, and when we can talk about it.
We got to start walking out Boogie like with a Hannibal Lecter mask or something like that. It'll be real good promotion, I think, for him because he technically is Hannibal with all the trunking he's done.
Yeah, I haven't put up a good trunking meme in a while.
Yeah, you haven't actually. I know it was like all jokes before, we lost him for a couple months. That was a hell of a vacation, man. He told me he didn't like it.
No, he didn't have fun.
He didn't, huh?
No.
And do you remember that letter he wrote me that I never wrote him back?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Well, here's the thing is I've never written a letter in my life. I've written like a letter to Santa when I was like in the second grade. I don't know how to write letters. So
I could have helped you mail it.
He got mad at me because he was there, he was out of the game for like 9 months, maybe less. I don't know.
Oh, like 4, 6, something like that.
No, definitely not 4. I think it was closer to 6 or whatever it is. And he just didn't hear from me, so I kind of felt bad. I kind of probably felt like I abandoned him, which did not happen.
I heard from him every day.
That's pretty fucked up because you didn't tell me that, but okay.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe you did. Maybe I just chose to turn the other cheek.
This was around the time when you stopped answering the phone.
That's currently too, buddy. We're not done with that. You still, I still miss a lot of calls too. We were playing phone tag earlier about an hour ago when we were trying to set this up. So.
Well, we everybody thought we were fighting for a while.
Me and you?
Yeah.
We are kind of like at a dispute. I wouldn't call it fighting, but we are,
What's the dispute?
If you don't know, you'll never know.
Well, let's resolve it.
We can't. We can't resolve it here.
We have to. Public forum. Let's resolve it. What's the fucking dispute?
The dispute is, bad guy, is that I think for a while you were doing favoritism on my brother than you were over me.
Never.
It wasn't like that?
No, fuck Bruno.
And then I kind of felt like you were favoriting Anthony as well, a little bit over me. I kind of felt like I was being a little bit replaced.
Never.
I know I have the best content, and I know, like, do you remember when we couldn't wait when I was like doing the podcast in Montreal? We couldn't wait till I get to Florida so I could tell you like all the crazy shit that goes on and everything. Because we always said I'm a lot more fun in Florida than I am in Montreal, because Montreal is like usually all business. I'm in training camp and all that stuff. Yeah. But now I'm just boring everywhere because I'm just training like every fucking day. So
that's good.
Now it is good. It's very good. So now I'm boring in general.
I never favored your brother or Anthony. Fuck Anthony. Now, why would you think that? Because I tried to get them to come on the podcast to do the Super Duper Dario minute when you wouldn't do it?
Yeah, I think so, because I know they're not as like funny as me and shit. and they don't. You couldn't get like what did I tell you? When you do a podcast with especially Anthony, you'll get like 5 minutes, and then like it'll be over. He's got a
Well,
lot to say, but he don't got too much to say at the same time.
here's the problem with Anthony is if I say something that he doesn't like, he'll just hang up on me.
We do that's something we do. Like don't. I mean, don't I do that to you too? Like that's usually we don't even say goodbye anymore.
No, it's just
We
click.
just we just no, we just insult each other to where we know the other one's gonna hang up. Do you understand? Like that's how it goes down.
And your brother's only been on the podcast, I think, twice.
Yeah, that was funny. I think I was a guest in that one as well.
You were well, you brought him on with you one time,
I forced him because he tried to run away, but I got him into one.
which it was funny. And then we did the first, last, and only "Kill Me Now" segment.
Oh my God, there was a Kill Me Now segment. Holy shit. That's when he picked Jesus Paez over Adam Braidwood.
Yeah,
Who do you got, Boogeyman or Jesus Paez? Jesus, fuck you. End.
that was the end of it right there.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
Kill Me
no.
Now segment.
No, he's only ever came on with you and the one and only "Kill Me Now" segment, which was the Judge Judy entrance theme.
That's right, man. You guys had some clever shit for that.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can get Anthony, maybe we can do like a morph into like the super duper bowl cut minute or super duper,
Cameron Diaz moment.
yeah, something like that.
Where's the moose suit?
It's in Canada. It is in Canada. It's not with me.
Where's
It's
the
in
Super
Canada.
Mario shirt?
Oh my God, I should have worn it, dude. You know what? That's why I have to be in another podcast just so I can redeem myself. I do have my Super Mario shirt. I'm going back to Montreal in a couple weeks. I'll be there.
Okay.
I'm sending a car over there as well. Hopefully, I can start training camp like ASAP because I want to get in the ring.
Yeah.
Like as soon as possible. I'm having like an itch, man. Like I'm ready to go 8-10 rounds next week. Like I'm ready to go. I've been doing some
Okay.
good stuff. I've been doing some sparring over here with a lot of the Florida boys here from like Sarasota, Fort Lauderdale, and everything. So I've been staying busy here. All I just got to do is do some touch ups, maybe in Montreal with my coaches, and then we can get the shit popping, man. So be for like a PBC show or something like that,
Okay.
or we might do another local show in Montreal or anything, but it is looking like the hiatus that I'm having right now is because we're looking for an opportunity to be on a PBC show
Okay.
somewhere in the States, maybe New York, California. I don't know. God knows where. But we'll see what happens. We'll see where it's gonna fit into this year. We're already like in the 4th month, so I need to get into a fight end of May, April, or beginning of May. I don't want to do anything later than that. I want to do 3 fights this year.
Yeah.
No more. I mean, no less than that. So
So I know that you have like a handshake verbal agreement with Group Yvonne Michelle, which
yeah, long time.
at the end of the day doesn't mean shit. But if you're
No.
if you're an old school person, it does. But the Tiger Management, never given you a sniff.
Listen, man. You know what? We're on the Final Shot podcast, so we can talk about like literally anything. There is just some things that goes without say when it comes to like So I'll just put it this way: there is no like stay away from this, be loyal. Here, there. There's none of that going on. But it's never been brought up to my attention. I don't know the whole thing. Here's the bottom line is, I live in Quebec most of the year, most of the 8 months out of 12, I guess you could say. I don't know. I just don't know what certain people can do for me. Yeah, I'm on a verbal agreement with Group Yvonne Michelle, and they put me on nothing but fantastic shows. I've been on huge shows from undercarding Lucien Boutte, undercarding Adonis Stevenson twice. I've undercarded, like Alvarez and everything. So I've had my fair share of being on high platform events. So I couldn't be. I got nothing but gratitude for Group Yvonne Michelle, and so they do good things for me, and they've really helped put me on a stage to where I can get my name out. I came into the professional game with four amateur fights. I didn't come here with like a national title on my resume or any Olympic qualifications or anything. I didn't come with that. So Group Yvonne Michelle really put me out. So I know like it's funny because when you kind of mentioned the whole Eye of the Tiger thing, it's like, to me, it's like almost like a whoa type of subject, because sometimes it's not brought up, like as in like it's almost like a Voldemort you don't
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about. So what I can say about the group of I mean, with Eye of the Tiger, I've never had any contact. I know a lot of people, that's the move. There has been, fighters that have been on that side, like Groupie Von Michelle, and they basically fucked off and done their own thing, which, listen, man, if a fighter's got to do what he's got to do, that's fine. It's never presented itself as a choice to where that would be the move. Like, let's say something with Yvonne Michelle is no longer an option for some reason, is no
Mm.
longer at my, I don't have that. I don't know if I would just kind of stick around and basically, oh, well, since I'm here, might as well go with Eye of the Tiger. It's a management company at the end of the day. What
Yeah.
I can't be maybe advised or managed by like Al Heyman. I have to kind of be, enclosed to, Eye of the Tiger. I don't know. Maybe they do well for locals,
Mhm.
because that's pretty much who they have right now. They do have Canadian homegrown fighters and everything like that. And even though you can call me like an adopted, an adoption in Canada, I'm not. Um, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, let's not circle them into homegrown fighters because they have Sajidine Agmedov, Artur, what's his last name?
Right,
Fucking
but do they train? Do they train outside of the country, or do they train in Canada?
both. Just
Okay, so
same
they
thing
do
you're
both.
doing.
Okay, kind of same thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. I get that. And I don't know, but I listen. I don't have like, from what I'm seeing, they do a good job. They just got like, I think, 4 or 5 fighters that had a Golden Boy contract. I think
Yeah.
that's fucking fantastic. That's something I think any fighter would probably be up in arms about.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a legit management behind you and everything like that. But I just, it's not that they're not like appealing. It's just nothing's ever been presented to me. I don't say much about myself, but I do pride myself on loyalty. I am a loyal person. It doesn't have to take a contract for me to kind of like stick to the people that were with you.
Mm.
You don't gotta hold me to a contract. You gotta, all I gotta do is shake your hand, and I keep my word.
Yeah.
So until people do something for me to kind of like break that trust, I'll take that to the grave. I'm not this is me being serious. That's how I am,
I
and
respect that.
sometimes I do it. Maybe I put it above more than I do my own self interest. But
Yeah.
that's just how it is, But I'm not. I'm good. I like where I'm at. There's a couple things that maybe I would like to change about it, but for right now, that's what it is. I came over here with literally almost zero amateur experience. I could
Yeah.
fight. That's what I could do when I was like turned pro when I was 18, 19 years old. I knew I could fight, and I wanted to. But there's just some things you have on your side, and sometimes you don't. So you got to work with what you got.
Shaquille Finn, the Jamaican juggernaut. You want another crack at him?
Dude. You know what? From the get go, people are asking me, like, why hasn't there been an immediate rematch? Why hasn't there been over here? I told Shaquille straight up. We made a video about it. We posted on Instagram and everything. We made a comment that I would love a rematch. I'll fight my grandma. Like, it doesn't matter. That's just how I am. Here's the thing: is that maybe some people, maybe consider me being too much of a yes man or whatever it is, but. I'm not a wild idiot that I don't have to do like what people like Braid would have to make their fights happen.
Yeah.
Me, I think I got a good team behind me to where I kind of at some point keep my mouth shut and kind of let them, handle what's next or what's better. But we had a good fight.
Do you feel you won that fight?
Our side believes we won. Listen,
Yeah.
there are fights where I never know. There are fights that I win by like a landslide. I'll win like 8 rounds to nothing or whatever it is, and then I don't even have an opinion how I did, because I don't operate how I did on the fight. I take fights round by round by round.
Yeah.
But me, I didn't feel like I felt like I was in a fight. I didn't feel like my ass was handed to me. I didn't feel like I didn't take any steps back. A lot of people thought I was going to be boxing, moving, running, all that stuff. I stayed right there, square in the middle. I wasn't on the ropes. I wasn't being backed up or anything like that. So I felt like I was in a fight, and I felt like what my people thought we won. I felt like I won, and he felt like he won. His people felt like he won,
Manny.
and that's just how it is. Well, he's got to. Well, listen, everybody, there's his side, my side,
It's true.
and we're gonna say. I say I won, we say we won, and then they're gonna say they won, and that's how it is. And it was a draw, and I don't like being the guy. I can live with a draw. I don't like living with a draw. I like winning.
Yeah.
Losing's not an option. Draw is not an option. Winning.
This
That's
got
the only thing I
serious
like
real
doing.
quick.
Well, yeah, it got serious, man. This is what fuck, man. I sacrifice so much. The thing I can do is beat myself up to always make sure that I am a winner.
See, I'll be real honest with you. A lot of the aura that you put out towards what you or how you keep yourself as a human is you have fun.
That's how
Right?
it is.
That's
Of course,
how it
yeah.
is.
That's how it
And
is.
I know that there's some people that have come to me and said, well, "Does Dario take this serious, or is he just fucking around?"
So yeah, exactly. The thing is, there's a lot of people who are like, you look like you're having fun and everything, but there's no pride thing. I don't let pride, dictate how I fight or how my career is and everything. Like I pride myself in winning. I pride myself in losing. Listen, I don't know if I call myself a competitor. I don't know what it is. And I'm not one of those guys where I just like to fight. I'm not a Neanderthal. I just like to fight. Like
Yeah.
I'm a fuck man. I look like I belong on the soccer field rather than in the fucking combat arena. But the thing is, when I came over here to do something, I said I was gonna do it. When I turned pro, I said I was gonna fucking shoot for the fucking top. I was gonna take no less than the top guys.
Yeah.
How many times like when me and Shaq fought, he already had like 3-4 people pull out of fights with him. When he went to do fight for the title again, that guy pulled out from what I heard or something like that. That's from what it looks like and from what I've heard is that guy pulled out. I mean, people pull out, whatever. Like, I don't care who it is. I'm not gonna. I'm not. You tell me you put the guy. If that's the guy, if that's the name that you bring in front of me, I said sure.
Yeah.
When they brought the name and they said, well, what about Shaq? I said, what about anybody? Fuck, I don't give a fuck. Let's do it. There's no hard feelings. There's never hard feelings with everything it is. The thing is, I'm a competitor and I'll do it with anybody.
Yeah.
I'll do it with Boogie, but I will bring some loaded gloves with that. But no, but I do take it very seriously because I've sacrificed a lot, man. I've been on the road more than I've been home since I turned pro in 2013, since I was 19 years old, So I do take this shit seriously. I left fucking sunny Florida to go live in Germany and then go live in the winters in Canada, and then hop to California and back and do all this shit. So I've done my shit. I take it very seriously, and I don't want to be anything but like the best that I can be. So when it comes to something like that, I steer away because I don't like talking serious. I like being serious.
Yeah.
Because when I'm like on social media or when I'm talking to people, I steer away from the seriousness because my job's serious as it can get. When I'm boxing or when I'm training, when I'm doing, that's already serious, and that's about half my day.
Yeah.
So now I got to take it off and then talk about like how serious I am with boxing. Fuck that. I just spent like 3 hours in the gym being serious. I need a break. I need to have fun. I need to crack jokes. I need to make suicidal jokes and shit like that, But when it comes to discussions like this, I do like talking about it because a lot of people think like, oh, I'm having fun with it, and like, do you think a guy who's just doing it, having fun with it, would be doing his, keeping up as much as he has,
Yeah. Well, you said something very interesting that you're not a Neanderthal, and you don't fight because you like to fight,
and that's why I can't.
That's correct though, because if you're fighting, if you're competing in boxing because you like to fight, it's the wrong fucking sport.
It's the wrong thing. I was just fighting sparring some guys that came from another city in Florida, and they just said, I like to get punched in the head. I like to fight. I like to feel like I'm in there. Well, I said, I don't, motherfucker. Like that's not why I'm here to be better than you, not to show that I'm tougher than you and all that stuff. And if I have to show I'm tougher than you, then that's how I feel. I will show that. I will have to, but that's always going to be my back pocket. But as far as like boxing, no, I'm not in here because I like to fight and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to come and punk me. Nobody's going to come and, try and, back me up or intimidate me or try and give me an aura like, intimidation is not like, I'm not going to go and say like nothing intimidates me or something like that. It's just like, you do what you got to do and I'll do what I got to do. And we'll see how that works out for you and how it works out for me. That's at the end of the day.
Now,
so everything's very strategic.
Here's the oxymoron though. Because we don't fight because we like to fight, but when you're fighting, you're having a good time.
I'm having that for me. I feel like I'm not playing, but I do feel like I'm in my element. I do feel good. I feel like a little bit. I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I feel like So yeah, essentially, I like doing it. But as far as like I'm gonna take off my shirt and let's get it on type thing, that's not my attitude.
Yeah.
My attitude is it's almost like let's see what you got and we'll see what I got. Because that's what it is. Because when you look at me, you don't see anybody that can possibly do anything in the fucking ring. You understand what I'm saying? I wear pink hats and short shorts.
I think I
When
can
you
punch
look
you out right now.
Yeah, exactly. You understand what I'm saying? That's because like, and no matter what I say, I can't really change your mind on how you think of that if you're like a random person. If I start picking on a random person in the street and all that stuff, they're gonna look at me and say, what when did this guy get off the lacrosse field and get tough all of a sudden? The only thing I can do, I can't say anything to change your mind. The only thing I can do is show you.
Exactly.
So that's why I bring that attitude, because I will never have that aura to where somebody's gonna look at me and say, clean cut, no tattoos on my face and no piercings on my fucking eyebrows and shit, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, careful for that kid. No one's ever gonna look at me like that. But the only thing I can do is do what you got to do, and I'll do what I got to do, type thing.
I get the exact opposite.
Yeah, I know, because you do look like a Neanderthal, my friend. You look like my dwarf paladin on World of Warcraft. There you go.
I like the dwarves.
You look like you're ready to make some trouble.
Bro, you remember how we said that this was just going to be a segment?
I said it was gonna be like 20, 30 minutes, man. We're over here past an hour.
Yeah. Do you want to go?
Man, what are you asking me like you're like my parents saying, do you want to go back to your room? You can play video games now.
You can. You can go play Super Smash Brothers now.
Can I go play
Yeah.
TikTok?
No, you
Oh
can't.
my God.
Because we need Song of the Week.
Song of the week, man. Okay, hang on. Where's my phone? Where the fuck is my phone, dude?
Last week we had Nipsey Hussle. Before he
Did
died.
you guys do Nipsey Hussle? Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Song of the week, man. I've been jamming to a couple fucking bangers this week. And I think I did give you a song of the week, but I didn't officially give it to you.
This week? No, you did not.
No, I think on my story or something like that.
I think you're full of shit.
That might be foolish.
Maybe you did. Let me check.
No, it's gone. No, I'm talking about last week, brother.
Oh, last week? Did I ask you for a Song of the Week last week?
No, you didn't, but I saw people were doing song of the week, so I had to do it.
Oh, you got all fucking jealous.
Okay, I got one.
Hit it.
Murder on My Mind by Melly. Not Nelly, Melly.
Melly. M-E-L-L-Y. Murder on My mind. All right. Okay, here's the last thing I'm going to ask you to do. USG Canada makes the best stuff in boxing, and I think that you should be outfitted by USG.
Suit me up.
Pitch.
Wait.
Pitch Howie right now.
Howie, let me tell you something, man.
What's your record?
17-0, man.
Bam, undefeated.
Undefeated, one draw. Let's go. 18 fights, man. I've been in championship fight. I've been in whatever type of whatever.
What's your world ranking right now?
I don't know what my world ranking is, man. They did some change-ups and all that stuff. I think had I won the belt and not gotten the draw, I would have been top 15 in the world.
Correct.
But I'm up there, man.
What's your ranking in America right now?
I think it was like lucky number 13 or 12 or something like that. Top 12 or 13 in the U.S.
I think
We're going to break top 10 this year. So we'll see. They did some change-ups, but I showed it last week before they changed up everything. But why don't you guys suit me up, man? I don't know how many Yanks you guys have around here, but
you are currently in the top 100 in the world, number 97. Listen, that ain't bad because there's 1,350 of those motherfuckers.
Man, but you're looking at BoxRec, because last week I was, when they put me on BoxRec, I was like number 69 or 70 or something like that when I was there last week. So BoxRec is weird, dude.
Number 22 in America according to BoxRec. But, hey, BoxRec will fuck yourself. Okay, I'm going to hit up Howie as soon as I get off of this, and I'm going to tell him.
Dude, tell him that there's a fucking, clean-cut Yankee waiting to get suited up by his shit. I'm not gonna look as scary as that guy in your poster back there.
That's Cody. Cody the Crippler Crowley.
Yeah, I'm no crippler, but
you're the Super D.
The Super D, bro. Super Mario. I gotta do that nickname when I walk out in the ring from now on, man. I gotta come out with an alias.
Super D, that's what it is.
Super deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll do that.
Then you can tell the chick she got super deep.
And it ain't that much, but it's honest work.
All right, that's the fucking podcast. I guess we're gonna sign it off as the Final Shot podcast. This is fucking over an hour.
Yeah, that's an episode, buddy. You got to link that in.
That's an. I can't link it in. I have to fucking put up the whole thing as its own. Then you got your own episode today,
Perfect. We
Right.
did our thing, man.
and that's the Final Shot.